Good morning, everyone. My name is Marjolaine, and I want to thank you for being here. I'm so excited that you signed up for that masterclass because I think it's a masterclass like you haven't seen before. I love doing things my own way, and starting a business for me was such an unnatural thing. I first wanted to become a speech language pathologist, went through the normal school pathway, and then I fell in love with a guy in Europe when I was on my exchange year and decided I was going to pursue my dreams, not go back to Canada, sell my car and my kitchen stuff to my brother, and just live my dream life. Which at the time I wasn't too sure what it looked like, but I knew it was going to be somewhere in Europe and it was going to be a fun process. I used to be hoarding clothes and being such a different mind space and moving into with my new great German boyfriend and deciding to pursue my own thing in a new country was for me such an emancipating process. I learned how to travel on my own, which I had never done before, taking the train. I learned how to build a lifestyle around some things I really loved. And it just went into that discovery process. I ended up in a boring startup job that I hated and that took all of my energy away. Decided to drop everything and become a singer. That was my first input into building my dream life. And I do sing. From the floor I see the sky, laying like there is nowhere we ever die. And I did an album on Spotify. And I was still exploring. And I ended up building a business to support my music career, which I thought at the time was going to be Skype yoga. The fun thing about it is that I actually never got any client, and I got one first coaching client from a small offer ad in the corner of my website. And that was the beginning of my coaching career. It literally just fell on me. I had not planned it. I actually used to believe coaching was very lame and scammy. And then I kind of became a coach myself. And I'm so happy to say that this is my job today, and this is what I love doing the most, impacting women to transform and be confident. I'm still exploring my music career, still teaching yoga, doing my own thing, and I promised you signing up to this webinar that I was not going to talk about myself too long. So if you want to learn more, go onto my podcast or on YouTube or watch my story every day because I talk about it a lot. But basically, I'm just like you. I was in a place that wasn't meant to be for me. I went into a path of discovery and I just learned how to love myself, understand what works for me, and also stop hating myself for not being where I should be or for not doing what I should be doing, and just loving the process and being more patient. The reason I live a life that I love so much today is because I allowed myself to fall in love with myself and with my life. I went through a process of discovery that made me feel good in my skin and just accepting of whatever comes to me. This masterclass is about understanding what is self-love in a very easy manner so that you can start loving yourself on a daily basis. Because when you love yourself and when there is space for growth, you can become more confident, become more visible, and actually align your dream with your current life. So to get grounded today, we'll start with a short meditation. I invite you to close your phone, close everything around you, because you can't meditate with TV on, and just take this seriously. Meditation is such a powerful tool. So sit comfortably, close your eyes, and just arrive here. Start breathing on your own, calmly, not forcing it in or out. Just realizing that you're here in this room with your feet grounded on the floor. Your spine is straight and your shoulders are relaxed. Observe your body in this space. You're given this body right now, and allow yourself to embrace it. Allow yourself to love this very unique moment. Observe how it feels to be within your skin, within your mind. Sitting on that particular chair and feeling that floor through your barefoot feet. or through your shoes. Exhale all the air you have in your lungs. And inhale deeply. Lock your chin in as you hold the air in. And release. Inhale deeply. Lock your chin. And release. Realign your head. Come back to a normal breathing. Close your mouth and start inhaling slowly from your nostril and exhaling from your nostril. It's okay if your thoughts are swirling around and dancing. Just bring yourself back to this cold sensation of the air coming in and warmer and soothing sensation of the air coming out of your nostril. We'll stay here for a few breathing. Slowly take a deeper inhale and exhale. And bring your hands onto your heart, one palm laying on top of the other one, not in prayer position, but just holding your heart in your palm, relaxing your shoulders. And for a moment, as you keep breathing normally, just observe your heartbeat in your palm and connect with it. You are alive, living this very precious life. And this body is your most important and precious tool to experiencing this human life. As you connect with your heartbeat, imagine and direct a huge sense of love, a warmth bubble from your hand to your heart. And try to envision what love looks like and feels like coming from your hand, warming your heart, being sent back to your hand. Maybe you'll see shape or colors. Or maybe you'll just focus on the really warm feeling and heat coming out of your hand. As you hear your heartbeat, feel it. Bring the intention to loving yourself, to that movement. See every pulse of your heart as a sense of love. And start repeating in your head like in a loop. I am loving. I am kind. I am myself. And repeat it quietly in your mind. And allow your thoughts to only go in that direction. Activating this sentence will allow you to focus back on this moment. And repeat it continuously in a loop as you feel the heat in your hand and palm. I am loving. I am kind. I am myself. Release all the stress away from your shoulder on your next exhale. And keep repeating this really soothing sentence in your head in a loop. Say it one last time in your head like you truly believe it, meaning each word. And take a deep inhale. And exhale, release your hand back onto your palm, back onto your thighs, relaxing your shoulders, opening your palm to the sky. Prepare yourself to receive and listen and grow. Take one last deep inhale. And exhale. And slowly open your eyes. Good morning again. Hope you enjoyed that small meditation and feeling a bit more calm and in a place of receptiveness. Often we try to learn when we're not calm, and this will really allow you to be a bit more clear in here as we go through the self-love pillars. The first pillar to self-love is letting go. Because in order to create space in our life for newness, we need to let go of the old thoughts and patterns and things in our life that are holding us back. I invite you to make a list of all the things that are coming to your head on a daily basis, limiting beliefs, negative self-talk, hatred words towards yourself, or simply negative memories of shame or guilt that people have made you feel in the past. Get all the old and dirty out. Put it all down on paper and forgive and burn the paper away. By letting go of what was, you give more space in your life for what is. And that truly is an act of self-love you can give yourself. Accepting what is part of your baggage and your experience and being ready for something new. The second pillar of self-love is decision making, because it's one thing to let go of the old, but to really commit to a transformation, you need to make a decision. You need to make a clear decision today that starting right now, you won't live the way you used to live. You won't do the same things you used to do, and you will commit to transforming yourself and becoming your most confident self. There is no transformation without a clear decision. So I want you to sit down and consciously write it on paper. You can pause this beautiful masterclass if you want, because it is pre-recorded, so you can pause it. Pause it and write down truly what is the decision you're making today. Commit to yourself. Maybe you want to decide that starting today, you will practice self-love on a daily basis. Maybe you want to decide that starting today, you are starting day one of your entrepreneurship journey and becoming an entrepreneur and living your dream life. Maybe today you will make the decision to sign up for that course and use 3 months of your precious time to transform into a confident goddess. Maybe today your decision is to learn piano or to lose weight or start training. Or maybe you just make the decision to do everything you can to have a positive outlook on life. Make one decision today and commit to it for the next few weeks, because that is where self-love starts. Making a decision and then showing up for it. Once the decision is made, it's time for commitment. And you won't achieve anything if you set yourself up for failure by giving yourself unrealistic expectations of tasks or goals or milestones. If you took the decision to lose weight, for example, because you don't feel good in your body right now and you want to feel healthier, it's important that you understand why you're making the decision. So before commitment comes understanding. You need to understand, okay, what is it that I'm committing to? Why does this decision matters to me? What does it imply? Why do I desire to be healthier? Why do I desire to be an entrepreneur? What is my why? What is the real reason behind this decision? Write down all the reasons why this is something that matters for you, and then make yourself a real actionable plan just for today, just for this week, just for this month, on how you're going to show up for yourself every day. It can be to take a 5-minute period, or it can be to make it a calendar date with yourself. It can be to change a small thing on a daily basis, like replacing sugar in your coffee by a sweetened vegetable milk instead, to have less sugar in it. Just make sure that the plan you choose is doable for you, because you are unique and no online program ever will be able to tell you exactly what you need. You need to sit down, understand where you're at, and understand which way this time can you commit to the decision in an easy manner. Don't make it hard for you, because if you make it hard, you will fail. True self-love is taking time to go through that process and accept that today it's where you're at, tomorrow it's where you're at, and so on and so forth, without trying to shortcut fast. That is self-love. Now it's time to practice. It's time to have fun. To love yourself, it's a daily practice. It's a practice of trying things out every day, to work on your self-development, to grow, to try new ways to love yourself. Maybe it is changing your clothes, maybe it is eating healthier, maybe it's massaging your hand every day. But the only way to learn how to love yourself is to be okay with making it an exercise. The same as you would practice piano to learn piano, see loving yourself as a practice too, as a sport, as an art. It requires dedication and a practice on a daily basis. So pick a small thing you will do every day to practice self-love. There is many fun things that I will give example in that masterclass, but just do something for you every day in a way that is forgiving of, okay, maybe right now this isn't feeling easy. Maybe it feels uncomfortable. Maybe I'm not even believing this, but I'm practicing. You don't have to believe you're good at piano while you're learning it, right? So you don't have to believe you're good at loving yourself. Just commit to the process. The fun thing about self-love is that we don't know so much about it sometimes. Maybe you don't know how much you could love yourself if you had more knowledge about certain things. If you were struggling with your weight, if you had more knowledge about the reality of weight struggles for women, or the research that are ongoing, or what it truly means to be healthy, you would maybe feel a bit more comfortable and at ease. We used to trick or guilt ourselves into patterns and into beliefs, but a lot of times our discomfort and our lack of self-love comes also from a place of lack of education. If you would realize how many women are going through the same struggles as you are right now, if you would realize how many resources are out there to help you, to be more accountable, to find accountability partners, to find strategies to help you cope with certain things. There's so much out there, so much resources. Go on Google and learn. Learn what you need to learn in order to love yourself more. So now it is time that I tell you to go write in your mirror that you're beautiful. The fun thing about self-love is that a lot of the things and exercises you can do to love yourself more are pretty silly. And silliness is something you need to embrace if you want to love yourself more. I gave the exercise to my client a few weeks back in my confidence group to tell themselves 2 minutes a day that they love a part of their body on repetition in front of the mirror. 2 minutes is a short time. Telling yourself you love your hips for 2 minutes is a long time. It's silly, but it works. There's so many strategies out there, writing yourself post notes about self-love in your house, writing in your mirror that you're amazing, putting an alarm on your phone that wakes you up saying, "Good morning, goddess." Looking at yourself in the mirror saying, "Nose, you're so freaking beautiful." I mean, it worked for me. I used to hate my nose. Can you believe this? I'm sure you're thinking, you don't have a reason, your nose is fine. It is. But in my head, when I was a teenager, my nose was the worst nose. It was terrible, there was a bump on it, it wasn't a model nose, I hated it. I almost got into surgery, but the surgeon said it was not a good idea. And I hated the surgeon for saying this. But now I'm thanking the surgeon because I do really love my nose. But it took work. It took Hours and hours of me deciding after I made the decision, committing, looking at the mirror, saying, "You're such a pretty nose. That's such a pretty nose." I wouldn't believe it at first. Thought it was silly, it wasn't working, but it did end up working. So don't be afraid to try all these silly things because they do really work. It's just about persistence. Having rituals or self-love are so key in order to implement this as a very fun thing. I love practicing self-love on full moon and new moon because I can write myself intentions, use my crystals, my essential oil, find what works for you, but creating really rituals of self-love, is really, really important. It can be washing your face in a really loving way, taking a mindful shower, using essential oils or perfume, doing your nails. Implement those rituals on a daily basis or weekly basis or on a more ritualistic kind of moon basis. Whatever works for you, but I promise you rituals are key for self-love. One thing that transformed my life was also adapting my clothes to how I feel with myself. This dress, I love it. It's so comfortable, it makes me feel good, it was given by someone, and I really, really like it. It makes me feel so happy and feminine. It aligns with how I want to feel and how I want to look. If I wear old underwear, I don't feel great. So right now, I invite you to throw all your old underwear and start giving your clothes away that don't align with how you want to feel inside. Our clothes are a representation, a mirror of how we feel. Old underwear, you don't need them in case. Learn how to love each of the clothing item you wear. And there's secondhand shops, there's friends. I know you can find clothes you love. Don't find excuses. Just start letting go of what is old and welcoming only new clothes that align with your goddess self. One of the most important pillars of self-love is kindness because you need to be kind towards yourself. You need to be kind to not be where you want to be. You need to be kind about your mistake. You need to be forgiving when you do things that go a bit wrong. And you need to just be kind towards all that you are. Love your voice. Love your skin. Love your quirkiness. Love your silliness. Love the fact that you laugh out loud in public and it embarrasses your brother or your sister. You need to learn how to be kind towards what you've got and who you are, because that is the first step towards being unapologetically yourself. Last and not least is love. Write yourself a love letter. Learn how to fall in love with yourself by going into that process of growth and digging out the uncomfortable and the things you're holding on and just learning to love and become. The process of becoming is the most beautiful thing in the world. And this is where self-love thrives. This is a super short masterclass, but it was just me telling you that you've got all that you need to be your most beautiful and confident self. Where you are right now in life is perfectly fine, and it's just the beginning. You've got all the doors open now, and you can choose which one you're going to open to love yourself more and love your life more. I truly hope you love that small, sweet masterclass. And if you want to be with me like this in camera for the next 3 months, every single week, I truly invite you to sign up to my 3-month Confident Goddess Transformation. It's a course like you have never seen before. It's me being honest, sharing snippets of my life, of my client's life, and helping you uncover all that is holding you back and building the foundation so that you can become a thriving woman that is madly in love with herself and madly in love with her life. It is a beautiful process of discovery, exercises, and self-love that will allow you to get started and just make a shift. Take ownership of who you are and your potential and decide that, you know what, potential, I'm tired of you hiding in the closet. I'm gonna take you out and make you shine. So I hope you enjoyed. It was Marjolaine again. I truly love mornings, so go get yourself a cup of coffee and I'll see you very soon.